So you want to move to Canada, but you don't know where to start from. There are so many informations on the internet and it all seems confusing. Stop. Today, we are going to check if you're qualified to move to Canada and then get you prepared for Canada immigration. Welcome to the Express channel. We are all about moving abroad. Now, let's get started. Welcome back, guys. Remember, Canada operates a point-based system, and for us to move to Canada, we need to check and see if we make up to the score, which will be out of 1,200. Will be scored based off of the core set of points and additional points will be up to 600, and it's focused on both you and your spouse skills, your work experience, your language skills ability, your educational qualification, your work experience. So this is what the core point is all about. Next, we at the additional points. The additional point is focused on you getting a job offer, you getting a Canadian degree. If you have a family lives in Canada, you get a point. If you have strong French language, that's why I also advise if you can do the French exam, good for you. It gives you a good mark. So guys, these are all they look at, and they use this score to check if you are qualified for express entry, whether you are coming through the skilled worker route or trade route or PMP program. To calculate this, we have to use 3 different scenarios. So this is case 1. A single man of 29 years. He has a bachelor's degree. He has a brother in Canada, 2 years work experience, although not in Canada. He has passed his IELTS with a high score. He didn't write TEF, and he's seeking to move to Canada. So let's check and see if he's qualified using the points. First thing to do is you are going to log into cic.gc.ca. You click on the English there. Then you're going to type in that search button express entry. Once you've typed it, you click on search. Then you click on that how express entry works. You will be led to this page, and once you're led there, you're going to click on answer a few questions to see if you meet the minimum requirements under step 1. Next, you click check your eligibility. You'll be led to a new page where you have to pick a province you would like to live in. So for the sake of this video, I'll be clicking on Alberta. If you don't have Canadian work experience, which is most of the case of my viewers, at this stage you will be clicking none of the above in both questions. Next, they will ask you if you have work experience, a skilled worker experience. You can check what a skilled worker is if you're a doctor, if you're an accountant, and that you click the number. The next question they will ask you is if you have a skilled trade qualification. If you don't have a trade, like in this case of this man here, he's an accountant, he doesn't have a trade, he has a skilled work, so we'll be clicking none. Next, you will be asked how much you are bringing to Canada. I'm going to do a video which will be focused on the amount of money you ought to have. So for the case of this man, I'm going to click 13,757 to 17,000. So at the next stage, they will be asking how many family member is he bringing. So the amount of money you are bringing depends on the amount of family member that is following you. Then they will ask, do you have a valid job offer? For the sake of my man, I will be clicking no. Then you put your date of birth. Remember, the entry scores a point based on your births. The older you are, the lower points you have. And if you are married, you have a bit of lower points. We'll explain all that soon. So next, you get to the stage whereby they will ask you, what degree do you have? Remember, if you have a higher degree, master's and PhD, you have high points. So the higher points you have, the better for you. Then in this next page, they will ask you if you have a relative. Like I said, my man has a brother in Canada. Then they'll ask you what's your relationship status. Are you married? Are you single? Now, once you have filled in all the details, they will give you a result if you are qualified, and based on the reply I gave. They said I'm qualified for express entry. They gave a reference number which you need to save, and then they tell you the next step, which is to create an express entry profile. I'll be showing another example of someone that does not have a degree. So this is case 2. I have decided to spice it up a bit. So she's a 40-year-old woman, a tailor, no relative, only high school degree, 6 years work experience. She has a trade, so she's a tailor. She has passed her IELTS. She didn't write TEF. TEF is a French exam, and she passed with an average score. So we're going to be quick in this case. We've put in the express entry like we did before. Every other thing that we did in the previous steps, we have done that. We're checking her eligibility. We still clicked our butter, and then we clicked she's done IELTS. In her case, she didn't make a very high score, so most of our scores were like 7.57. I'll do a full video explaining the different IELTS scores and how improving your scores can really do a lot in helping you. Now, she has no experience in Canada, and also she just only has her work as a tailor. Then we're going down to see if she's eligible for other stuff. So we are going here to check what is her code, our NOC code, to know what our NOC code falls under. And from what I can see, our NOC code falls under 6002. We've clicked that, and then we are here checking if her trade certificate was gotten from Canada, and it was not gotten from Canada. The amount of money we are putting there is going to be much more higher than the previous one, which is 21,000. Does she have a valid job in Canada? No. Her date of birth, remember, she's 40 years old, so it's going to be older. Her school certificate is just high school degree. And they're going to ask her if she's married, and it's stated here that she is married, so Canada will want to know more about her spouse. So he's coming to Canada with her, which is yes. They're also going to ask what is his degree, education degree, which is still high school. He has also taken IELTS, and his score too is not very, very high. Both of them took their exams last year, and the score is also not very high. So we're going to see now what Canada says. Canada says they are not. So what could they do to improve their score and to get prepared? It's written there. Canada says they either get a high score in their English language, so they can go back to write their English language again, or they have to improve their studies, so maybe they get to a bachelor's degree. There are other things they can do. If they have a family in Canada, they can use that. They can also learn French and do French language to help them score high. Let's look at the third case. So case number 3 is a lady that's 35 years. She has a 3 years diploma. HND has 6 years work experience, passed IELTS with an average score, and it's tailor. Let's see what Canada says. So this is her IELTS result, and this is what Canada says, that she is qualified for express entry. I will not tell you guys on how to improve your results if you get a negative response. So the first thing you can do is you can apply to provinces. There are different provinces: Alberta, Nova Scotia, and then if you are nominated by a province, it gives you a very, very high score. You can also apply to Canadian website to get Canadian jobs. That will also give you an edge. You can get more work experience. You can stay back and get a bit of more experience. You can go further to get your degree or complete a trade certificate. You can, let's say you have your family in Canada and maybe your cousins you haven't talked to for a while, you can decide to connect with them so that they can help you file for your Canadian visa or support you during your process. You just need to say you have a family and that's it. Or you can prepare very well for your IELTS, which is an English language exam. We normally teach IELTS in our company, so you can subscribe to our platform if you want to learn more. Or you also do TEF. TEF is for French. If you do both, it will even give you an edge and to make you score higher. And remember, the higher your points during express entry, the better for you, the quicker you are selected during the process. Because even if you get qualified and you don't have a high score, it's still not a very good thing. So remember, the higher the score, the better. Thank you for watching this video. In our next video, we'll talk about the financial requirements, which will be dependent on the amount of family you bring. We're going to talk about your score, your IELTS score, the best one that will help you in getting selected for express entry. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Bye for now.